When human engineer Jae-Min Han accepted a routine repair job in orbit over the red moon of Carrier 9, he didn't expect to meet her. The ship wasn't just alien, it was alive, breathing, and wounded. And its captain? A dragon lady hybrid from a race known for vaporizing intruders on sight. But instead of killing him, she asked for his help. Now trapped inside a ship that growls like a beast and hums like a heart, Jae-Min faces one impossible question. Is he fixing a vessel? Or awakening something far more dangerous? If that opening just pulled you in, stick around because it's about to get wild. Before we dive into this interstellar mystery, hit like if you enjoy smart emotional sci-fi stories, subscribe for more HFY moments that prove why humans always find a way, and share this with your fellow space nerds. Alright, let's find out what happens when a human meets a dragon in the void. Jae-Min Han had fixed everything from asteroid haulers to battle frigates, but he'd never been called to repair a living ship before. From a distance, the alien vessel drifted like a wounded predator. Scales of metallic black curved around a glowing spine, and its wings flickered with failing plasma veins. Each pulse of red light looked like a heartbeat struggling to continue. As his small shuttle latched onto the docking port, the comm crackled with static. Then, a low melodic voice rolled through the speakers. "Human engineer, state your purpose." Jae-Min froze. The voice wasn't synthetic, it sounded alive, feminine but layered, like a chorus of whispers behind every word. He swallowed. "I'm here under contract from the Coalition. You sent a distress call." A pause, then a soft hiss. "Proceed, but tread carefully. My ship bleeds." The hatch opened with a hiss like a sigh, releasing air that smelled faintly of ozone and ash. Jae-Min stepped inside and felt the floor shift beneath his boots. Not metal, but something softer, like muscle sheathed in armor. He crouched, placing a gloved hand on it. Warm, slightly pulsing. "Okay," he muttered to himself. "This isn't weird at all." He walked deeper into the corridor, guided by dim red lights that pulsed like veins. Every sound, his footsteps, the hum of his equipment, echoed in strange harmonics. It was as if the ship was listening. Then he saw her. At the end of the corridor stood a figure over 2 meters tall, humanoid but not human. Scaled skin shimmered with patterns of blue and silver catching the flickering light. Her eyes were vertical slits of molten gold and her armor seemed grown, not forged. Wings, folded, scarred, magnificent, framed her back. "You are smaller than I imagined," she said. Jae-Min blinked. "You must be Captain Saravan." She tilted her head, eyes narrowing. "You speak my name correctly. Few humans do." He gave a careful smile. "I read the manual." Her nostrils flared. Maybe amusement, maybe annoyance. "The heart of my ship is wounded. A plasma core breach. Your kind built weapons that caused it." There it was. The tension beneath every word. This wasn't just a job, it was history clawing its way into the room. The Draconis Collective and humanity had been uneasy allies for years, trading tech but never trust. Jae-Min took a slow breath. "Then maybe it's time one of us fixed what we broke." She studied him, unreadable. Then, finally, a nod. "Follow." The engine room, if you could call it that, was like stepping inside a creature's chest cavity. Luminous threads pulsed from a glowing heart-like core. The energy readings on Jae-Min's scanner spiked wildly. He muttered, "This thing's alive, all right. And she's in pain." "Do not speak as if it were an animal," Saravan warned. "This ship and I are one." He glanced at her. "You mean linked?" "Bound," she corrected softly. "When the ship suffers, I suffer." That explained the faint tremor in her movements. She was bleeding energy. Both of them were. Jae-Min set his toolkit down and began scanning the breach. As he worked, he couldn't help but glance at her. At the way her claws twitched when sparks flew. At how her wings shuddered as though feeling the ship's pain. "Your species really builds with emotion," he said under his breath. "And yours builds without it," she countered. "That is why your machines die when you do." He chuckled quietly. Fair point. The silence that followed was strange, not awkward, but charged. He felt watched, not just by Saravan but by the ship itself. Every flicker of light seemed to follow his hands. The more he repaired, the calmer the humming became. But just as he began sealing the final plasma conduit, the ship screamed. The floor rippled, panels split open, sparks burst like lightning veins. "Stop!" Saravan roared. "You're hurting her." "I'm stabilizing her core," he shouted back, holding the tool steady. "If I stop, she dies." Energy surged through the room, knocking him backward. His helmet display flickered, and for an instant he saw something. An image that wasn't his own. A vast field of stars. Two figures, human and draconic, reaching toward each other before vanishing into flame. He gasped and blinked. It was gone. The ship's heartbeat slowed. The lights dimmed. Then silence. Jae-Min staggered up, panting. "She's stable, I think." Saravan stood still, eyes wide. A drop of bioluminescent liquid rolled down her cheek. Not quite a tear, but close. "You touched her mind," she whispered. He frowned. "What do you mean?" "You are not Draconis, yet she let you in. No human has ever done that." He looked around. The living walls, the quiet hum, the faint pulse beneath his boots. And for the first time he realized he hadn't just repaired a ship. He had been accepted by something alien. "You should leave now," Saravan said softly, "before she decides you belong here." Her words carried no threat, only warning. But as he turned toward the hatch, the walls seemed to breathe, like a sigh that followed him. And in that sound, deep and quiet, he could have sworn he heard her whisper back, "Stay." The next day, Jae-Min couldn't stop thinking about the voice. That whisper, "Stay." It wasn't just sound. It had felt like a pulse through his skin, a heartbeat echoing inside his chest. He tried to brush it off. He told himself it was stress, fatigue, maybe oxygen imbalance. But when he returned to his shuttle for diagnostics, every system flickered as if something or someone was trying to connect. And then the comm blinked alive again. "You left before the bond was complete." It was Saravan. Her tone was calmer now, almost uncertain. He replied quietly, "I wasn't sure I was invited to finish." "The ship wishes it. I wish it." That did it. Against every regulation, every warning from the Coalition, Jae-Min launched his shuttle back toward the alien craft. His stomach churned, half from fear, half from something he couldn't name. When the hatch opened, she was waiting. Her wings were unfurled this time, not threatening but radiant, shimmering with hues of electric blue. The ship's corridor lights glowed brighter around her like they were responding to her emotions. "She remembers you," Saravan said. Jae-Min blinked. "The ship?" She nodded. "She calls you the Gentle One." He laughed awkwardly. "Well, that's new. Usually I just get called the human who broke something." Her lips curved, a smile, subtle and sharp. "You speak to her with your hands. That is rare." He followed her deeper into the ship, to the core chamber, where the energy heart pulsed steadily now, healthy again. But something else waited there, a glowing sphere of light hovering near the core, like a memory taking form. Saravan's eyes softened. "She is showing you gratitude." The sphere floated toward Jae-Min and stopped inches from his chest. He felt warmth spread through him, not physical heat, but something emotional, ancient. Images flashed again, the same vision from before. Two figures, human and draconic, standing together against a burning sky. "This happened before," he whispered. Saravan nodded slowly. "Your ancestors met ours, long before either of us were born. They tried to build something together. Then fear destroyed it." He looked at her, realization dawning. "And now we're the echo of what they lost." The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was full. Full of things unsaid, of questions both species had been too afraid to ask. "What happens now?" Jae-Min asked. "Now?" Saravan stepped closer, her gaze burning like molten gold. We try again. The ship's hum deepened. Lights brightened until they shimmered across both their faces. For a moment, it was as if the ship itself was holding its breath, waiting for them to decide if this fragile piece could live. Then, without warning, the hull trembled. Alarms flared. "Hostile signature incoming," Jae-Min shouted, reading the human text flashing on his wristpad. "It's a coalition patrol. They're locking on your signal." Saravan's wings flared wide. "They think I'm still hostile. Then let's prove them wrong." He sprinted to the control panel, hands flying over alien runes he barely understood. The ship responded, pulsing beneath his fingertips, syncing with his rhythm. Saravan joined beside him, her claws gliding over the living interface. "Follow my lead," he said. "No," she corrected with a faint smirk. "We lead together." Outside, space erupted into streaks of fire. Plasma bolts seared past the hull, yet somehow the living ship dodged, twisting like a serpent through the storm. Jae-Min felt the ship anticipate every move as if reading both their thoughts. Then, one final shot. He grabbed the manual control rod, overloaded it with energy, and rerouted power to the defensive membrane. The ship absorbed the blast, transforming it into light. The coalition ship froze mid-strike, scanners reading an impossible signature. Hybrid power, human and Draconis combined. In the pseudo silence, Jae-Min exhaled, trembling. "We did it." Saravan turned to him. Her expression wasn't pride or victory, more it was awe. "You merged with her. No human has ever done that without dying." He managed a crooked grin. "Guess I'm good with machinery." "No," she said softly. "You are good with hearts." The ship's lights dimmed to a gentle glow. Outside the viewport, the stars reflected like eyes watching them. Not enemies, but witnesses to something new. And in that moment, standing beside the Dragon Lady of Carrion 9, Jae-Min understood. He hadn't just repaired a ship. He had rebuilt a bridge between species, one spark at a time. And that's how a human engineer ended up inside a living alien ship, not as a mechanic, but as the first bridge between two worlds that once feared each other. Jae-Min didn't plan to change the galaxy. He just wanted to fix a plasma conduit. But in doing so, he touched something deeper. The heart of a creature, and maybe the heart of what it means to connect. In the end, the Dragon Lady Saravan didn't just get her ship repaired, she found a reason to trust again. And maybe, so did humanity. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video. It really helps more people discover these kinds of epic HFY moments. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss the next tale that proves one thing above all else. Humans always find a way. And hey, share this with someone who loves a bit of heart in their sci-fi. Until next time, space travelers, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, legends aren't born, they're engineered.